So I'm going to take the neck, all the innards. This is all going to go into the stock pot. Okay? So I'm going to put them out there separately. If there's any liquid or any water on the inside, just get rid of it. Okay? Now, as we are working on our butchery here, many physical hazards fall into the force meat, and we cannot have anything in the force meat, okay? Which means that when you're doing your butchery, take out your thermometers, take out your pens. No one should have earrings on, no one should have nothing, no bracelets, no nothing on, because those are the items that fall into the force meat most commonly, and we cannot have any of that in there, okay? So first thing you're gonna do, excess skin is the enemy, okay? So we wanna just remove all this excess neck skin. This can go into the garbage, throw it away, okay? We're gonna lift up the wing here, okay? Cut through the wing meat, snap it off. This goes stock, okay? Same thing on the opposite side. Lift it up, get through the first joint, cut through, stock, okay? Now, the breast is right here in the front. There's a center defining line here. There's also a layer right here of skin in between the thigh and the leg portion. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to separate those two. So what I'm going to do is, you can see right here, there's all this skin here, and then you can see there's this defining area between the breast and the thigh and the leg. So you want to take your knife, cut through the skin area, and you can see that you can separate out already the leg and the thigh from the breast. Okay? Okay, so it's already separated. Okay? Usually what I want to do to remove the leg and the thigh is you want to take a look on the inside. Usually on the inside of the leg and the thigh, the fat deposits will tell you where the bones are. Okay? So if you take a look here, do you see this fat layer here? This fat layer here tells me that this is the area where the drumstick meets the thigh, right here. And this line of fat here tells me this is where the thigh bone is located. Okay? Same thing on this side. See this line right here? So this line here tells me this is where the drumstick meets the thigh. Okay? So if I put my finger here, I can feel that this is where the drumstick and the thigh bone meet. And this line that comes from there going towards the center, that's where the thigh bone is. So usually what we do is when we want to separate them, I take my hands, put them underneath, put my thumbs where the fat deposit is, because that's where the thigh bone is, and I snap backwards. So when you snap backwards, what you're doing is you're popping the thigh bone out of the socket. The thigh bone goes into the socket where the oyster of the product is. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut through this. This is the pocket here. When you snap back, the bone comes out. Okay, so if you cut on the back side here, you can see that this is the thigh bone. Right there. Okay? So you're going to cut through the oyster, cut through the joint where the thigh bone is located. Okay, cut down the back, and then this is how you remove the thigh and the drumstick. Okay, so what you want to do here is you want to look for all this excess fat and skin. We want to remove all this skin here. This goes into the garbage. All your thigh and leg drumstick pieces stay intact. They go into this bowl. Because what we're going to do is we're going to salt them, submerge them under oil with bay leaves, peppercorns, and garlic cloves, and we're going to do the duck confit with that. Okay? So same thing with this one here. After we pop it out of the socket, cut backwards, remove the oyster. Once you remove the oyster, you're going to see the joint. Cut through the joint. Cut down the back here. Remove the excess skin, just right here. Throw it away, and then this is again the leg and the thigh can go in here. That's for your confit. Okay. Now we have the two breasts here in the front. There is a center bone here, which is the breastbone. So when you cut down the breast, do not cut exactly in the center. Feel for the breastbone. You need to come down the left side and the right side of it. So take your boning knife and just down the left side of that center breastbone. Okay. So when I cut down, I use my thumbs here. You can see the cartilage that's left here. Turn it around. In the front here, you're going to hit what's called the wishbone. Okay, you're going to feel the wishbone. So normally what I do here is I know that the wishbone is here. I snap it. Okay. So once you snap the wishbone, take the tip of your knife. The tip of your knife here will ride down the cartilage. This is going to help you to remove the breast on this half here. And then same thing with the top. Okay, so once you get to here, you're going to feel this bone. The bone that you have there is the joint for the wing. Okay? So once you feel that bone, you're going to stop. Continue to use the tip of your knife here. Come around. Snap the joint here. You go through the joint. And then what you have left is going to be, this is what's called the airline. So the airline is a breast that has a first joint attached to it. If this was a chicken, this would be called airline chicken. Okay? So now what we want to do is we want to remove this first wing joint here. This goes into the stock. And then you have your first duck breast here. Okay? That's one. Go back to the same thing again. You can feel that the center bone is here. So we're going to cut down just to the opposite side again. This time it'll be to the right hand side. Cut down. You're going to cut down to the point where you feel that wishbone. Okay, you've already snapped it on this side. So once you snap it out, it should be fine. Okay, you can use the tip of your knife just to glide down the cartilage. Okay, once you glide down the cartilage, you're going to get to this point here on the back side. Again, cut through until you expose the first joint here. Okay, you can hear it snap. Okay, so this is your carcass. Again, this is your airline breast. You can find the joint here on the inside. Cut around it. Cut around the wishbone. That goes into your stock. And then you have your two breasts here. Okay? We're not going to work on the breast yet. We're going to work on the carcass. Okay? So what you can do is you can take your boning knife here. We want to scrape as much of this fat and skin off as possible because this is going to add fat to the stock. So all of this, the tail contains a lot of fat. This all needs to come off as well. And take your knife here. Lift up the skin. Skin can come off as well. We don't have to be so meticulous that we take all of it off, but we should at least make a good 5-minute effort to remove as much as we can. And then look on the inside if there's any fat deposits. All of this fat is going to liquefy, all of this liquefy into oil, and we don't want the oil in the stock because then we're going to have to skim all of it out later. Okay, so this is pretty much all the carcass for the stock. I'm going to go back to this piece here because this piece had a lot of the skin. I mean, don't get me wrong, if this was a fried or seared duck, the skin is good. because it adds a lot of fat and flavor. But in our stock, not really. Okay, so all this fat that we took off here goes into the garbage. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to break down the breast. Okay. So right here where there's all this connective tissue, cut through it, cut down the side, and then what we want to do here is we want to remove the skin from the breast. Okay, so all this skin and fat comes off. If you take a look on the bottom side of the breast, you're going to have this little tenderloin. We cut it off. This is going to be the first piece that we're going to save for the force meat. Okay, because remember we needed 16 ounces or 1 pound of meat. This is going to be part of that 16 ounces that goes into the force meat. Okay, the breast here, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it exactly in half. Okay, so this is going to be one of the centerpieces here. We want to ensure that it's no more than about 1 inch thick. If it's 2 inches thick, it's too big. So we have one long strip here that's 1 inch thick. This goes into your cold pan as well. The second or bottom half of it, you see there's this connective tissue, there's this silver skin. The silver skin is bad because when you cook with it, you can't chew through it, so we have to remove it. The silver skin grows at an angle. So what we want to do is we want to separate these two duck pieces so that we can remove the silver skin. So there's a line here where it tells you where the silver skin is located, okay? Which is why I cut the breast at that angle. So this portion here, we go right under the silver skin with the tip of your boning knife. Okay, remove it. Cut through it. And then as you can see, the silver skin continues down in that line. So we want to get your tip of your boning knife right under that silver skin and then just remove it. Okay? So this small little chunk here, I can use it for the centerpiece, so I save it as well. All of the meat here that's above the silver skin, we're going to try and save it. We're going to try and see how much meat we can take off from it. This will go, that cannot go into the silver skin. Okay, this is silver skin. This will go again towards our meat that's going to be for the so this also becomes part of the centerpiece. What I did here is because they're cut at an angle, we can actually patch them together so it still looks like one long piece when we do our force meat. Okay, so I'm going to save all of this. So one duck is going to yield you, each person, 2 full breasts. You're going to eat from each breast, you're going to have 1 full half. That's going to be a long piece, and then you're going to have 2 patchwork pieces that you're going to put together. Okay. So again, when you look to remove the skin, I started on the piece of the breast that had the connective tissue. Cut that away. Detach it from the skin. Skin goes in the garbage. Turn your duck breast over. Remove the tenderloin. This is going to go towards the force meat. Okay. Take a look at the duck breast. Again, there's one side that has a silver skin, one side that doesn't. Take this exactly in half. Okay. This part is your half. And then this part again here, cut at an angle following the silver skin. You folks can see the line there. Everybody see the line? So that line there will give you the angle that you need to cut the duck breast at. So again, this is one of the patchwork breasts. And then on this one here, this one as you can see has most of the silver skin. We want to just get our knife right underneath that layer. Okay, so this is our patchwork piece here. And then this one here, if you want to scrape, you can scrape the meat off of the